Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Trey Fan Podcast. I'm your host, Rashawn, and I'm thrilled to be joined by three good friends of mine.
Hi, my name is Arielle.
I'm Anjali.
And my name is Kaitlin.
Welcome to the show, guys. Obviously, very excited you guys are here. It took us some time to actually figure out the camera situation, okay? So shout out my boy Meta for doing this, bro. You know, he had to do it a lot of us figuring out the angles and stuff for these girls. But, welcome, guys. Well, first and foremost, you guys just tell me how you guys all met. And, yeah, whoever wants to start can get to it.
Awesome. Well, I'll start by saying Anjali's my cousin. So we met when I...
Since birth.
we met when I moved to Winnipeg from New York. And she was really small. Ari is my best friend. And we met on my first day of school in Brampton at Sunnyview.
Damn, Sunnyview.
Yes, and how we met, she was lost. She couldn't get home, and I helped her find home. And it's been like that since.
Yeah.
And I met Ari through Kaitlin. I'd seen her a couple times around the house, but we kind of got closer in like 2021 after COVID times. We started hanging out more, going out and stuff. And yeah, now we're all really good friends.
And it's love now.
Yeah,
It's all love.
We're all family now. In the club. Fam.
So I've known you guys actually since high school, right? And I met Ange through Sanj, shout out to Sanj, you know. They have their own podcast too now. And it's so cool to see that throughout all the years you guys have still remained really close and stuff. And then always had love to invite me to come hang out with you guys and all the get-togethers. So, what was some of the earliest memories you guys have from your guys' friendship, you would say?
I would say my earliest memory of Ari, at least, is definitely her finding me lost that first day of school. First of all, in Winnipeg, it doesn't look like it does out here. It's very cookie cutter out here.
Yeah.
The houses all look the same. And my parents just expected me to figure it out. First day of school in a new city. And I was legit lost. And I remember walking with no purpose. And she was like, "Are you okay? Are you looking for something? Are you lost?" And my first memory of Ange is going to be when we were a little bit older in Winnipeg and just standing in front of the TV trying to recreate Bollywood dances.
Yeah, I think same thing. With Kaitlin, I didn't live in Winnipeg as long as she did, but just growing up, I just remember there was always music playing in whether it was her house, my house, and it's also just seeing back home videos and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just us always dancing, always moving, always singing, and just doing crazy stuff all the time. And for me with Ari, like I said, we got really close around 2021, and it was just bonding, I think, through, just going out, having fun, going to bars, just having game nights at, Caitlin's house and stuff. And again, just creating that bond and just having such a good time. And now we're so close.
I think they're scared to say it was love at first sight.
Yeah. They just don't want to admit that yet,
It's okay.
And now here you guys are on a podcast, yo. Look at the
gosh.
progression, right? How has your friendship influenced the way you guys approach relationships, you would say?
I think I hold their opinion very high.
Yeah.
So what was the question?
So how has your friendship influenced the way you guys approach relationships?
Oh,
It
yeah.
just-
So I hold
Man, I know this stuff, bro. Come on.
I got nervous for a sec.
I value their opinion. So, I look at what they do and I compare it to what I'm doing, not in a bad way, but more how can we grow from this? What mistakes do I not want to do? Do I see that repeating in maybe something I'm doing? And I feel like we're all a good example of what we shouldn't do.
Yeah.
And we bounce off of each other. So I appreciate it. What about you?
Yeah, I think for me, again, I look at them as sisters, both of them, and my older sisters. And so anytime they come with me with their dating experiences or their relationships and stuff, I've been able to look at that, and that's helped me because I can come to them with advice, right? So anytime I mention anything, they'll offer their opinion, and I hold that so strongly because it matters to me. I know that these guys are going to be in my life forever, whereas men will come and go
It
as they
totally
please.
was love at first sight.
Yeah, exactly. So again, just like, when we come together and we're at the house and we're just drinking and we're all talking about boys and whatever, like I really hold whatever they have to say really close to me, and just again their experiences and what they've gone through.
Yeah.
Making sure that like, if I want to go through what they've been through or I don't or whatever it is. So yeah.
See, I feel like mine's a little bit different. I feel like, unfortunately, I set the example of what not to do.
No, you do good things too.
None of us are perfect,
But
though. That's all it is.
I will say, like, my experience and how our friendship influences my relationships and how I look at things is that these two have been, like, my biggest support in the last over decade of all the relationships I've been in. And their voice does live in my head rent free. And I'll feel like I'll know I'm in the right relationship when I can hear the both of them saying nothing.
Yeah.
Saying absolutely nothing because, so far, obviously, it's been you can do better. You deserve better. This is not for you. This is someone who, like, is just not meant for you. And I feel like that it really resonates with these two because I feel like they've known me my whole life.
Yeah.
And I feel like also we help each other see like red flags that we can't personally see because when you're too far in it,
You don't.
you don't notice it right away. But like somebody looking in can notice it, point it out, and maybe it changes your perspective on how you view it. So I think we each help each other with that, which I love.
So how would you guys say is like, what's the word I'm looking for? The honesty from each other. Like, how appreciative are you guys to have that? Like, rather just being upfront of like, okay, listen, you might not like this opinion, but I'm gonna be honest about it.
I'll be honest, it's brutally honest
brutal.
over here.
It's
It's brutal.
It's hurt your feelings kind of honest.
Yeah.
But we love it.
But you
We love-
obviously prefer that. And
Yes,
we
yes.
all do.
I would rather them tell me straight up if I'm doing something wrong or if the person I'm talking to or whatever, like they, again, like you said, like the red flags or whatever, because I don't want to just hear like, yeah, they're good, just go for it or whatever. Like, I think we've all matured over the last couple of years. Maybe it would have been different a few years back or whatever, but we're all at that age now where it's, it's no BS. We're all looking for the same thing. And I would rather you tell me straight up and be honest and brutally honest with me than sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
Like, tell me straight up, what do you see that I can't see?
Yeah.
Right?
So what is like one piece of advice you'd give to your younger self about relationships?
Ooh. Oh, damn.
To be honest, I would say nothing. I
Yeah.
straight up. Like, that girl went through what she had to go through
To get to this
get
point.
to where she is, and I'm really happy with where I am now and who I am now. And as painful and as shitty as some of previous or past relationships might have been, I do think I definitely grew from them and learned from them. And it helped me be the person I am today. I'm happy with that,
Yeah.
I mean, I think for me, I think the biggest thing is like I've always been this like fairy tale romantic, like la la la, heads in the cloud type of person. That I think for my younger self, I would just tell them it's not like that all the time. Like, it's not just going to be, you're stuck in a tower and Prince Charming is just gonna come and get you.
Yeah.
That, you have to fight for your relationships. There are conflicts and problems that you're gonna encounter, and you have to go through that in order to, build that connection, that relationship with whoever you're with. But I think like younger me would have been like, no, like it's supposed to be the fairy tale that you see in the movies and the TV shows and whatever.
There's a lot more behind the end
There's
credits.
so much more work to be done in relationships now, like as an adult. So I think that's probably the biggest thing. I would just tell them like, hey, like, you can experience that and that's great that, you want that and you hold that expectation, but that's not everything. That's not all a relationship is. It takes work. There's so much to do in that.
Yeah. I like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to add to that?
I think for me personally, like mine would be like, it's okay to start over.
Yeah.
It's okay to like look again, try again, work on yourself. Even if it's with one person or it's with something completely new, I would tell myself, just try something different, start over, repeat the mistakes until you get it right. But yeah, that would be it.
So how's the dating scene changed from, I guess you could say like in the past 6 years,
Yeah.
like for you guys compared to now?
Well, for me, I'm new to it. So for me, it's scary out here. I don't know what I'm doing out here. Yeah, it's not the same. Like the last time I actually dated was in high school. I was in a 10-year relationship. So it's different. I don't like the apps. I'm going to be honest. I hate the apps.
God.
I would love to like bump into somebody, you know, walking down the sidewalk at a bar, something like that. But it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, eventually.
It's bound to happen.
I think for me, yeah, like I think times are so different now. Like I think with dating and relationships, like everybody wants the same thing, but like no one's really willing to put in that work and that effort. And like I said, like relationships are work. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I just think it's so scary now. And like I also feel like there's so much pressure from the outside, whether it be society, whether it's my family, you know, and it's like, when are you getting married? When are you gonna have kids? Like hearing that question constantly, like it doesn't help because it's, you know, I try to put myself out there or whatever, but it's not as easy as I feel like, for example, my parents in that generation, it was so different. It was like you meet this first person, you fall in love, you get married, and you have kids, and that's it. Now, it's so different. You know, everybody will tell you that, you know, I want to get married and I want to have this and that, and it's doesn't
not
go
that
anywhere.
simple.
Yeah,
It's
it's hard
not
to
that simple.
gauge somebody's intentions now.
Yeah,
Like,
it's so different and it's so hard, but dating can be fun.
It's-
and I'll tell that to you because I know you're scared, but it can be fun, but it can also be a wild ride, as I'm sure you will probably chime
I
in.
like how she just slowly like
Just
turned and like
transition.
Look at me when you said that. That's crazy.
she's like, Kaitlin, you could touch
yeah,
on
you
this.
don't even know what dating is like because I don't do that.
Well,
I don't do that. I refuse.
We came here to be honest.
Honestly, it's disappointing. That like,
Alright.
I'm just
At least
gonna
be honest, yeah.
I'm gonna straight out tell you it's disappointing. Like you can meet people, you can have the same goals, like things can line up, you can have connection, and like for really small reasons it just doesn't work out. And then like you said, like when I think back to our parents' generations, like they went through so much to have a marriage that lasted this long.
Yeah.
They literally went through hell and back to like these small things that people say, like, you know, I just don't think it's going to work because of this. Like, it's just like, you know what? All right. I'm going to be single for the next 2 years. I am not on the market. Okay. It's not that I'm taken. I'm just not on the market. I quit dating.
Do you think there's too much expectations?
It's not even about expectations. You can meet. I feel like it's just people. It's people in the illusion of that there's plenty of fish in the sea. In reality, there's not. There really isn't. And there's not a lot of fish in the sea that are going to have the same values or the same morals or be able to connect with you, have similar humor.
Yeah.
Like it's the problem with people think, maybe I can do a little bit better. Maybe I can find someone a little bit better. You want someone who perfectly fits your envision of what your future is going to be, and that's just not reality. Like, I will say my dating experience is definitely going to be different from these two because, you know, I do have a daughter.
Yep.
So that's a little bit different as well about, you know, who you date, the type of person you date, what they're kind of willing, like the kind of baggage people are willing to of be with. So my dating experience is definitely a little bit different. And I will say, like, I have come across people where, like, I just don't know.
Yeah.
You want to try to figure out where we're wrong, but you can't figure it out. Like, it's just not fun anymore. Dating back in my early 20s was different. I don't know. I feel like I've done everything really opposite. I feel like I was a wife in my early 20s.
Well, I can relate to that.
I was a wife and a mom, partying mystic where.
Oh God.
So you were saying that you could relate to that, right? So how are you guys able to relate to that?
Yeah, well, as I said, I was in like a 10-year relationship. It didn't end the way we wanted it to, which is fine. But I, you know, kind of held myself to that like wife, even though I'm a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Of a very long girlfriend. I don't know. But I get it. You know, I mean, it's different now. I don't have a kid, of course. But like, I feel like I have those expectations of the 10-year relationship, like where other people maybe don't see the same value or, or look at it as baggage almost. Why was she in a 10-year relationship? What happened? What's wrong with her? You know? So I feel like it kind of works the same way a little bit.
No, wait, hold on. Nothing's wrong with me. Don't get hold on. You guys may have gotten the wrong impression.
No.
I can make a phone call and be married tomorrow in about 3 different countries, okay?
No, but I think it's what you were saying earlier too about like that grass being greener on the other side. I think is the biggest
problem with
thing.
our
It's
generation.
the biggest problem. Like they'll look at it and they'll be like, "Oh, you're fantastic. You're great." And then you're thinking like, "Okay, cool. Like this is going to work. You know, we have the same values, we have the same goals and whatever." And then boom, like you think and then they're gone, you know, the next day because they think again like there's something better out there.
Yeah.
And then that's where you go into this vicious cycle of you're constantly dating and you're constantly looking for that better.
Exactly.
And I don't know how to break that cycle, like, because it's just that, you know, you meet these people where you think you form a connection and then again, like, they're not feeling it the same way that you do because it's like, but there could still be something better.
It's
like,
crazy to think like of someone else's intentions because like you said, like everyone else is always kind of looking for more.
Yeah.
And that's what's so scary because they can never really appreciate what they have in that moment because they're always with that mindset. Well, even if we have like one disagreement, this is maybe they're thinking like instantly it's a red flag when in reality it's just relationships do take work and you guys need to communicate and find a way to communicate in a healthy way rather and being honest rather than lying to each other on those things.
I mean, that's the thing. I really think like it's about, you know, if you look at it plainly, not every guy or girl you meet is going to check off every single thing that you want or you envision. Some of those things, like outside of, let's say, physical or values or morals, some of those things can be built. They might not be there to begin with, but if you work towards it, you can attain it. But I find that no one in this generation is willing to put in that kind of work. Everyone thinks like you should be ready-made for me. And like that's just not the truth. It's not the truth of our parents or our grandparents or anyone before that. You know, it's about putting in that work and making, at the end of the day, people say love is emotion. People say love is a choice. It is a choice. It's something that you work towards every day.
I agree.
Yeah.
That was a gem, bro. That was fire. That was sick. Okay, so getting off of talking about relationships, who had the strictest parents growing up? And how did that affect the plans?
Kaitlin.
Not too much about
Let's
Uncle
get into
Vic.
it.
Not too much.
I love Uncle Vic. You need to ask who had the strictest parents and who was the most rebellious kid.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know what's so funny? She has the strictest parents. She's the most rebellious. I probably had the most easygoing parent. I am the most strict, like
she's
scaredy,
herself.
follow the rules type of person. So it's funny how that works.
It's crazy. It was definitely my dad. Like if school ended at 3:03, you were to be home by 3:15. Like it takes you. I've checked it. Takes no longer than 12 minutes. If you came home at 3:20, it's a where were you? Lixia tail.
I think my parents are, I don't know. They're a very interesting,
medium strict.
They're a very interesting balance. I think their whole thing with me is that like because I'm a female, they're a lot more protective. Like I wouldn't say it's necessarily that they're strict. They're just very protective. I'm a girl. I'm the youngest daughter. You know, it wasn't like that for my brother who is older than me.
Yep.
So it's for them, like again, like going out late. It's like, okay, make sure you're home by this time. Whereas like if my brother's rolling in at 3:00 in the morning, they don't bat an eye. They don't care. Right. And I understand that. I definitely do. Like this world is just so messed up that I definitely understand why they're like that. But I wouldn't really say they're strict. You know, they let me do whatever I want. They let me live, you know, downtown on my own for 6 years. Like they give me a lot of that freedom to be myself and want to watch me grow.
Yeah.
But I think it's more so just them being on edge. But that doesn't really necessarily have to do anything with me.
Yeah.
It's like external factors, right?
You
So.
spoke on living in downtown. During those 6 years, how was that transition for you from living at home for so long to living downtown, like on your own? Like, did you enjoy that experience? Was it new to you? Like, was it exciting? Like, how was that experience like for you?
It was really nerve-wracking at first. Because again, it was me by myself in this like studio condo. And again, I'm there for school. I was there, you know, to complete my degree and stuff. But living by myself, whereas I was so used to always, you know, sharing a bathroom with my brother and, you know, coming downstairs and food was ready for me. Now it's like I had to learn how to cook by myself. Not that I didn't know how to cook, but, you know, And then it gradually got to a point where I was like, oh, I actually really love this. Because for 6 years, it gave me this sense of independence. And I absolutely loved it. Like, it was something that I definitely needed to do. It's something that I can't wait to do again. I realize I don't like living with other people. Like, every time Kaitlin would be like, can I come over and stay? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Just, you got to be home. You got to be out by the morning, you know? Like, I just really enjoyed my own space, you know? Like,
the condo was the hub.
That was, I know. And like, people would come and go all the time. And they're like, yeah, we're staying at this day. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. Then after a certain point, I'm like, all right, time to go. You know, I just need my bed and, you know, my couch just to do my own thing. Like, I really, really enjoyed it. And I think it's something that, like, I feel like everybody needs to experience living on your own. It's such a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
But the transition even back home, like moving out from the condo, moving back in with my parents, I think that was the most difficult transition. I think, again, taking away that freedom that I had for 6 years to now, again, we talk about like the parents being strict or whatever, like before I would be out till whatever time in the morning. And then now it's like, what time are you coming home? Who are you going with? You know, when will you be back? Whatever, all these questions. Whereas before they weren't really asking that,
really
you know, they would call me and be like, hey, you know, you good? You alive? And then, you know, then we go along about your day. But now it's that I think was the biggest, like that was the hardest transition. And I don't know, I just miss it.
So obviously, you know, us three went to high school together. What was the high school dynamic like? Like, who was the troublemaker? Who was the responsible one from you guys?
I can say I was the responsible one. Did I get in a little trouble here and there? Yes. But am I great at talking out of it? Of course. But I feel like our dynamic was a little odd. We didn't start off as friends in high school, which I feel like was meant to be in a way, because now we have such a good, strong bond and things that we can kind of like work through, you know.
How did you guys become friends again?
She got lost.
No, I mean like how did you guys get close? Like in high school?
Again.
It was my ex. He was friends with her, Kaitlin, and he's like, she's different. Like we had like, what was it, like this type of beef that wasn't really between us.
It wasn't directly between me and Arielle. It was more so between me and the group.
Yeah.
Let's say that, right? And obviously Arielle was still in the group at that time, and
it's hard to remove yourself from it when you're in it, you know,
and when it's your clique in high school, especially like
their problems are your problems,
of course.
Yeah.
But it was never directly between me and her. And I remember one day before a volleyball game, he was just like, yeah, like she's coming to this game, and he's like, I need you to be nice. And I'm like, who said I'm not a nice person?
Nice
like, that's crazy.
She's just a baby.
I'm definitely a nice person. I will say, high school dynamic wise, I was obviously the troublemaker.
Yeah.
I was like, let's see how she's gonna be honest about it.
Wow.
She's very honest. She'll be honest.
I'm honest. You know what? If there's one
But I feel like that's good, because me and your relationship would have clashed regardless. I was not a troublemaker per se. Like, I did not like that kind of stuff.
But see, I don't feel like I was a troublemaker. I didn't make trouble. Trouble came to me. That's entirely different.
Just dropping gems, bro. Just left, right, and center.
Trouble came to me.
Write that down.
I have. Let me make this clear. I have never seeked anybody out for trouble. Not once in my life. Not once in my life. If it came to me, it came to me, baby.
All right, there you go. You heard it right there, bro. Okay, so what is one thing that makes you laugh the most about the other two girls?
I'm gonna go first with Ari.
Okay.
I feel like Ari is so naturally funny.
Thank you.
Thank you. But that's because she never gets the joke. Like, she's just always in her own world. That like the joke would have passed 10 minutes ago, and then she starts laughing, and then she'd be like, "Oh, I get what she's saying. That was a good one. That was a good one." Like, she's just so naturally just like in her own world that it's so, every time that you do that, I laugh so hard because it's just so like funny. With you, like anytime we're out and we're doing anything, like it's always a good time. We're always laughing. I just know, like, when you laugh, your laugh is just the most contagious thing that like I just instantly have to laugh. We could be talking about nothing.
Yes.
Like just absolutely nothing. Or we make a face at each other and like it's an inside joke. Yeah. And I'm just like, and then we're just laughing and dying. It's just the laugh. It's so contagious and it's
Yeah.
just
My
so
witch's
funny.
cackle alone.
The cackle
Yeah.
is crazy. Like it's
my
so
kettle
funny.
laugh.
It's
My
so
boiling
the
kettle.
teapot.
The teapot laugh.
Did you
Yeah.
give a warning? You're like, yo, I'm not gonna try to like laugh.
Yeah,
Like
we
before
practiced
this
it. It was
started?
like,
We tried to
"Ha-ha."
practice.
You
To
did?
be honest, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
If it comes out, then it comes out. That's high love. You know, people like me anyways.
What about you?
Let's see what Ari says.
Oh, same laugh. I think the laugh is so contagious. It makes me laugh. It's the funniest thing about the joke is the laugh. It's the leg slapping. It's the
Knee slap.
She got
slapping the
knee
steering
slap?
wheel.
I do that.
She
I do
abusing
that.
us when she started
Yeah.
laughing.
I do that.
like
I do
if
that.
she's laughing, move away. You're about to get slapped.
I will slap you.
Yeah. And wait, what was the question? What makes you laugh?
What makes you laugh about the two?
Oh, and actually, you're really funny too. She says like the most outlandish shit.
Yeah.
Like just randomly. Like we'll be talking about something and then there's like a bar she drops and it just eats. It eats. It's
Just
so
my
funny.
little comment.
Yeah.
Thank
So.
you. Thank you.
I will say with Ange, it's gonna be. I feel like I love you. I
Oh,
love you.
God.
But when we're out having
When you
a-
start with that, you're always about to say something that is gonna make me not love you.
I feel like you know those people you used to see that are like really ghetto on like MTV for like much music.
No.
But they're funny. They say like these one-liners.
Yeah,
that are
okay,
just
the one-liner.
funny.
Okay, the
But, like,
outlandish
they're so-
comment.
Exactly.
She has
they're
good
so
comedic
out-
timing. is what
Yeah,
you're
she
trying to say.
does.
So
She does.
outlandish. They're so far out there, and it's just like Anjali is that person who like. If we're out together and a guy approaches us and something's funny about him, she's not gonna say it to me in private. She's gonna say it to me in front of him, and it's gonna be a joke. Like she's just that type of girl, and it makes for those lifelong jokes that you just keep in your back of your mind.
Do you guys have any like one of those stories?
Stop
Not
making
for the
that
pod.
face.
Not-
Not stop making that face.
I don't think for the pod.
That's
And-
something I would have had to like really sit down and think about. Because
I feel like there's so many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many. There was the time at Mystic where I asked the guy if he had hair under his hat.
What?
There-
Did he listen?
See, this is what I mean by Ari just has no idea what's going on.
And I will say the
Yo.
funniest thing about Ari is just that when she's drunk, she's a little bit like on a different world. Like,
Yeah.
she's in a different world.
She's so spacey.
She's on
She's
her,
so
on her own
spacey.
planet. Things like gravity doesn't work. The
Oh
same.
my
Like, you know, you could tell Ari something. She'd be like, huh? And that
All of a sudden,
itself
I don't
is
want the
just
drink
funny.
drop.
Yeah. One time I went out with Ari and this guy was just buying her drinks and she's like, I don't want to have the drink anymore. She's holding her hand. She just let it go.
Oh my
shit.
God.
Let it. She
In
didn't
front
put
of
it
him.
down. No, nothing. She just
I'm like, I don't want it
I don't
anymore.
want
Drop.
this anymore. Boom.
And he's like, "You good?" I'm like, "Great, let's go dance."
I just didn't want that.
So obviously you guys live in like different cities now, right? So how do you guys continue to support each other considering living in different cities?
So I'll say now we all live in the same city, but for the last 10 years, we've all been in different cities. Like Ari's always been in Brampton. I was in, we're just going to say Durham region because I moved around a lot. And Ange was in Toronto. I will say one of the best ways that we supported each other and maintained a strong friendship was phone calls. Like,
Yeah.
I agree.
a lot of phone calls. I remember that, you know, actually for majority of mine and Ari's friendship, at least, like we actually didn't live in the same city. I remember I used to go to the gym and my whole workout, I would just be on the phone with Ari
Yeah,
Yeah.
catching up
the whole time, just
Yeah.
catching up. And Ange, like, you know, obviously I would drive downtown and spend a night with her and we'd go out on a Tuesday.
That was a time.
But even I remember every single day after work, I would call you.
Yeah, that is true. I think the phone calls were huge. And even like now we're getting better like with the phone calls. But again, like she said, because we're in the same city,
Yeah.
it makes it a lot easier. We try to do this thing now where like once a month we try to plan something that we can all do to look forward to. And it's not to say anything like huge where like, oh, we have to go out to the club or whatever. Sometimes we're just like at her house chilling, just having like fun drinking, playing board games or whatever. And I think those little moments are what maintains these friendships,
Yeah.
you know, just that effort. And again, it doesn't have to be that every single time we're all going to be free. We all have lives. We're all grown, you know, but I think those little things of like, ooh, this weekend we know we're going out. It's your birthday, or it's just a random night at the house.
It's a long weekend.
It's a long weekend, or it's a concert, or whatever it is. Like we get so excited about those things, and those are the moments that like I look forward to because I know like it's always a good time.
Yeah.
Always.
Especially probably too, like if you guys are ever having like a bad week,
Yeah.
and then when that weekend comes, it's something to look forward to, and you guys know that you guys always have a good time regardless.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
good for
Yeah.
your mental health. I feel like just to have like a girls' night or like a friends' night or something like that. Even if you have a great relationship, like take a break from it.
Yeah.
Get a different perspective. And it just rejuvenates you.
It does.
So what advice would you give to, people trying to, maintain a long friendship and relationship?
Honesty for sure. Like give honesty, expect honesty back. Being forgiving. Like we all make mistakes. We're human. Sometimes I personally have like off periods where like I am not talking at all. I'm not responding to
Social
texts.
battery runs.
Calls, anything like that. And I feel like she's grown and Angie's growing to understand that part of me. And I'm also growing to fix it and learn from it and like be what's the word, like reciprocal to it.
Yeah.
And so I feel like they help me learn in that sense and develop better communication skills. So
I think for me, like I've gone through so many different friendships like in my life that I think not holding too many expectations is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I think obviously like friendships, relationships, they all take work and you need to have that, but not holding so many expectations for me has been something that I struggled a lot with in friendships. Just you always have this expectation that like, okay, if we're doing something, you have to be there, and what are you doing? I have to be there for that, and like it really ruined a lot of my friendships. Just then people would get mad if like, oh, if I wasn't invited here, if we're not doing this. So like, I think now that we're grown and we're older, it's about that understanding and that honesty, just being open. Like, hey, if I can't make it, that's okay. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop being your friend, or like I don't love you, or I don't appreciate our friendship.
It shouldn't feel like work, basically. What you're trying to say.
It feels like a
you're
chore
getting drained.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Some relationships and friendships literally, and friendships specifically, have felt like a chore.
Yeah.
Like I felt so on edge that like if I didn't go to something that that friend was holding or whatever, it was like, oh God, like are they gonna be mad at me? Like what's gonna happen now? But I've learned so much over the years to keep my circle small, and now it really is my circle is small, and I love it because I no longer need to feel like I need to impress or like maintain this friendship of like 10, 15 people, because that's so difficult.
It is.
Right. And like some people just don't understand, like you grow apart.
Yeah.
Right. Same thing with like romantic relationships. It's the same way with friendships.
Yeah.
Right. You grow apart, and that's okay. Right. Like if we don't have the same interests or we're not doing the same thing, that is okay. You were a part of my life at the time that I needed you and that I had you for that time. Now it's okay. Let it go. But like some people don't like to let things go. So like, I don't know.
I would just like build off of what you guys are saying. I mean, I think our friend group is really unique in the sense that, 3 of us in the friend group are blood related. It's me, my sister, Anjali. Anjali brought in her best friend. I brought in my best friend. And now we're just like this one clique. And I will say, again, the no expectations.
Yeah.
One of the biggest reasons our friend group works so well, because we've all been in different stages in our life at different times, is the fact that none of us are like level 10 clingers.
Mhm.
Like there were periods in my friendship, especially with Ari, like I was a new mom. I was living in Pickering or Ajax. She lived in Brampton. I didn't have time to come out here or call or text every day. Like sometimes we'd go months without talking to each other. But when we did finally plan something or were able to connect, it wasn't like, you never answered my text, you didn't return my call. It was just like, oh my God, I missed you.
Let me
like,
tell you
how's
everything
it
that's
been?
been going on. Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like your true friends will always understand that. That's the
Yeah.
biggest thing that you'll see is if it has to end up taking work, then you already know that's not the right friendship for you.
Yeah.
And whenever you guys link up, I'm assuming it's like nothing ever changed.
Nothing
No.
ever changed.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Like I will say, like this last year has been the greatest for mine and Ari's friendship because we're finally adults in the same city.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Prior to that, the last 10 plus years, we weren't even in the same city. We were making our friendship work, seeing each other a handful of times a year. And like now, you know, we're able to go to the gym together. We're able to do things on a daily basis, check in, and like it's a whole new level to our friendship, which is just beautiful. It just adds on to it.
That's really All right, we're back, guys. So we decided to do something a little fun. We're gonna do a rapid questions game. So basically, I'm gonna ask these girls 10 questions, and the one with the most votes has to take a shot at the end of the game. Okay? So I'm gonna keep track. I'm a marker. Have their names written on it and stuff. All right, so you girls ready?
We're ready.
All right. First one. Who is most likely to bail on plans last minute? You're gonna answer on 3, okay? 1, 2, 3.
Ari.
I knew it. It's fine.
All right.
I barely came today. It's okay.
In fact, she even tried to cop out of it.
Okay. Who takes the longest to get ready? 1, 2, 3.
Kaitlin.
Ari.
Oh, me. I was really? Yeah, I'm being honest right
I'm
here.
hair and makeup done in within an hour.
Actually, yeah, no, you're pretty fast with it.
She
now.
has to tell me like 2 hours before the time of the party to be.
And
Yeah,
even then,
I
I
just
still
feel
give
like
her half an hour before I want her to be ready.
Yeah.
That's true.
Who's most likely to leave the group on a night out? 1,
Ooh.
2, 3.
Anjali.
Kaitlin.
And
I'm going for both of you guys then. Still.
No, me and Ari said Ange. That's
No,
not
no,
fair.
no.
That's majority.
It's Ange.
What
It's
do you
Ange. It's Ange.
mean? Okay,
All right, so who guys decide?
Kayla would take
Ange.
me with her.
Yeah,
it's
no,
Ange.
I would
Ange?
probably
It's
leave
Ange.
by myself. Damn. I just didn't want to save myself.
Who is most likely to get drunk the fastest? 1, 2, 3.
I would say. I feel like
Ari.
it's Ari.
It's
Yeah,
Ari.
I feel like
Yeah.
it's Ari.
I like to have a good time.
Who would rather stay at home than go to an event?
What is this? Just at her at this point.
Ari.
We don't even need 3 seconds. It's Ari.
You didn't even have to finish reading the question.
You already knew. Who gets roasted the most from the friend group? 1, 2, 3.
Caitlin.
Kaitlin. Well, no, I definitely think it's Kaitlin.
No. You remember that game we played on the TV?
Don't speak.
Okay. Out of 3 you, who dresses the best?
Oh, no. All of
1,
us.
2,
We can't.
3.
All of us.
I would have said Ange.
Okay.
Okay,
She's
period.
up with
Thank
she's
you.
up with the times, you know?
Fine.
Ari. I was gonna say you. But it's okay.
Who plays the best music when they have the aux? 1, 2, 3.
Ange.
Me.
Oh,
I'm sorry, girl.
oh shit.
It's
I'm just in a
Ange.
Delulu world over here.
All right, last one. Who is most likely to lose their phone at the club? 1, 2, 3.
It's Ari.
It's Ari.
I was thinking real hard. Who was it?
It's definitely Ari.
Yeah,
All right.
but
You don't even need to add. You don't even need to add up nothing. I can see it from here.
Pour Ari her shot.
who chose the questions?
These were questions I think that we discussed, no?
I'm not in the chat, yo. I'm in the chat.
You're
but
in
I
the
don't
chat,
read it.
bro.
I don't
All right,
read
give me
it.
your shot glass.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Yeah, I was going to read out, but
Here, I'll take
basically-
one with her. I'm not gonna let her suffer alone.
Thank you.
Then you're
Oh,
just
that's
gonna make
really nice.
all of us take one.
Yeah,
That's,
now we all
that's
have
my
to.
bestie. I can't let her take a shot alone.
All right, we'll all take one then.
Take a
Girl.
shot for me. Oh.
Yo, Caitlin, you only had 1.8? So you actually...
I thought she
chilling.
was going to get all of them.
You know why? Because guess who wrote those questions?
No, actually?
You're an ass. You want me to pour
No
more
way,
in here?
bro.
Just for that? Goodbye.
Yo, she gets a bigger shot for that.
Yeah.
What the hell?
The crazy thing is out of the 3 of us, I wouldn't have mind taking the shot.
That's true. I was the last one who wanted the shot. Oh, hold on.
But that's why I engineered the questions for you to take the shot. Because I knew I was going to take it with you.
Oh, I love that.
Love you long time.
I love you long time.
That was fun. That was really quick, though, too.
Rapid,
You said
rapid.
rapid. You
Yeah,
said
so-
rapid.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right.
I took that right in the mic. Oops.
I think we have one more game. I believe it's what?
Buzz.
right?
Buzzed.
Okay, so you guys can explain
And
I'm gonna explain.
what's the game and let's run it.
We'll leave that to our teacher.
Okay. So with Buzz, we have these cards here. Basically, it's pretty simple. You just take a card, you read it out loud, and if you've done that thing on the card, so I don't know, for example, if you've ever gone skydiving or whatever, then you would take a sip of your drink. Okay,
All right.
so pretty
run it.
simple. You want me to go first?
You start. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think this applies, but it just says all players who are on their phone right now drink and then put it away for 5 minutes and be present, you asshole.
We don't have a choice.
We don't have a choice. That's okay. So there you go. Wanna go?
Okay.
Okay. No, I already go first. We'll go in a circle.
No.
Go ahead, girl. No, go ahead.
Drink if you cried on your birthday this year. Happiness to the best of us.
Cheers.
It's Pisces for you.
Oh, birthday.
Which I will say, birthday season in our friend group,
Oh God, ridiculous.
it's a disaster.
Oh my gosh.
It's Anjali on the 26th, Ari on the 28th, my sister on the 1st, me on the 12th, Shanice on the
10th,
10th
Simran
of
on the
April.
25th.
Yeah,
like,
it's
just,
just
back to back birthdays.
Especially those the first three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First of all, you know how painful it is for me having you, my sister, and Ange within 3 days.
I know.
It's within 3 days.
it's
I know.
crazy.
Okay, y'all. Drink if you go by a nickname. If there's a story behind it, share it. I feel like I go by several names, being called Kaitlin and Manisha.
And Katie.
Mish, Katie, Kate, Mensch.
Yeah, I call you Mish.
See, I know the lore behind all of them. Absolutely not.
No, it just kind of happens.
When I'm drunk, you can call me Poot.
I think people just call me Ange for
Yeah,
the most part.
abbreviated Ari.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
more
And
just
jail.
Like
And
and
jail.
jail. That's a funny story, actually.
Yeah.
And
Seriously?
jail, like the reason people sometimes call me and jail, like mostly, Kaitlin and stuff,
Yeah.
is because one year on my birthday, my brother, lovely brother, wrote me a birthday card and it said, "Happy birthday, and jail." He misspelt my name.
Oh, no.
And he spelled
Sad.
it Anjail instead of Anjali. So literally jail at the end.
Her
So,
name has been that in my phone ever since that day.
That's so
my
gross.
Netflix name, like on our Netflix, I only recently discovered this, that it literally says Anjali.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, thanks, buddy. That's great. My turn?
All right, next
Yeah.
one. Yep.
Okay. What happens after death? Decide as a group, then drink.
Oh, heaven.
Reincarnation.
I mean, yeah, it depends.
Reincarnation.
Also, you drink it. Get to drink more.
Yeah.
I'm
Drink
coming
again
back
as I
as a
die.
goddamn mosquito. Okay, let me tell everybody who wronged me in this life.
Bite.
Payback.
Let me tell you something.
I guess, yeah, reincarnation.
Nominate someone to give a toast and then drink. That toast better be sentimental as shit. We don't want a dry eye in the building. I nominate Rashawn.
I would nominate Rashawn. I was going to say Rashawn, to be honest.
Mm.
You have to give a
You
toast.
thought you were getting off easy, eh?
So
Yeah.
everybody
All
raise
right.
your glass.
Zoom up on his shit.
Okay. So first and foremost, I want to thank you, ladies, for being here. I really appreciate that you guys would be as honest as you guys have been to be a part of this show and take the time to do this, because I know obviously we couldn't figure out a day. So I appreciate that you guys drove here, especially during the traffic. Who would have thought on Sunday, by the way, that there'd be so much traffic? First and foremost. Also, shout out to Meta, my dog, Xpod Studios. Cheers to you, brother.
We love him.
Our African prince.
Yeah. Talk about that. And yeah.
Only the real Marvel fans
Yo,
will do
facts.
that.
But cheers to you guys. You guys for being so honest as you guys have been here, and I look forward to hopefully do another one if you guys are actually be willing to. And
Yeah.
wish you guys just the highest of happiness and success in the future.
Aw, thank you.
Thank
Love
you.
you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That was stressful, guys. Just saying that.
Hell
You
yeah.
did good. You did
Yeah.
good. That was good.
All right.
Okay, it's my turn,
Next
right?
one.
Drink if you weren't originally going to come out tonight. We're so glad
Yo.
to have you. At Ari.
Love you too,
and
love you too.
Rashawn. At the both of them.
That's
I'm like talking to Anjali and I'm like, it must be something serious. I'm like, let me call
That's
him.
what
I
I
call
said.
Rashawn. Rashawn's like, I have a headache. I'm like,
You don't even know me.
Take 2
You know what
Tylenol
happened?
and get it together.
Straight to bed. She had
Actually?
to call me. She had to call me. She's like,
twice.
did you look at the chat? I'm like, no.
I
went
was
to
cooking,
bed.
and then she's calling me, and I'm like, no, it has to be something serious. Like, he wouldn't message us at like 11 a.m. when he knows that all 3 of us have to get ready and drive and whatever. And she calls me, she's like, he has a headache, get ready. And I was like, all right, okay, cool, fine.
I took a Tylenol right before.
Listen,
A
as
hangover,
the weeks
a
go on,
hangover,
yeah.
it's getting warmer. We're outside, okay?
Yeah, she actually said that. Yeah.
Next
I can
weekend,
hear the
I'm
streets
at
calling.
Vibes. The weekend after, we're in Buffalo. The weekend after, she's in Trinidad. Like, we're just
You guys are
busy
outside.
galdom.
Got time? All right, let's run
Oh
it.
gosh, okay. Everyone cheers to the host of this get together and thank
Hey.
them for having you.
Cheers to Rashawn.
Cheers.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you.
To the Trey Fan Podcast.
Mhm.
Shout out.
Thank you.
They got the cards too. Look at that. Wow.
Look at that.
All right.
No. Oh
Ari's
my
always
God.
putting down the card.
Yeah,
Just pick
she's-
one.
Drink if you cried in the past week. Everyone else, go hug them.
I have to. I have to think about it. I don't think I did.
He didn't cheers me. I'm gonna cry again. Go.
Cheers. Cheers.
Oh, you.
I'm not cheersing y'all on that.
Must be nice.
It must be nice.
Drink if you can beat the person to your right in an arm wrestle. Absolutely. You want to try it?
Me?
You want to try it right now?
I'm weak
You guys
as
got
hell.
mine.
Damn. How are we gonna try an arm wrestle?
I think I do another one still.
Do another one.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
I'm gonna do a thumb
That
wrestle.
one was too obvious.
You rude. No, read it.
Oh,
you put it in the pile. You
No,
put
no,
it in
no.
the pile.
I would read that one. I would read that one.
Okay.
This one's lame. This one's
There's a
lame.
short
I
king
promise
one.
you.
First
of all,
I'll put that shit in there.
I have no idea about what those are.
Anyways, next.
You got a lot of response for that. I remember. A lot of.
From what?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Her
You know what I'm
story.
talking
Her
about? Yeah.
Instagram story.
Okay, I don't know what you guys are talking about because I don't even think that existed.
Oh God.
I have never dated one of those in my life.
Yeah, because
you
they're
didn't
looking
date
up.
one. Next.
Huh?
He's looking up.
They're looking up.
Looking at, I mean, a lot of people look up to me, babes. A lot of people look up to me, babes. Drink if you would go to space given the opportunity, and then explain why or why not.
Absolutely not. I'm claustrophobic.
Feet on the ground.
Claustrophobic. Are you
Absolutely
crazy?
yes, because
You're doing too much.
I'm just like that.
Doing too much. What do
I
you
would go
mean?
anywhere given any opportunity.
Go on your way then, because what do you mean you're going to space?
I want to say I would message you guys in the group chat, in the galdum group chat, the ragamuffin. Our girl group chat is named Ragamuffins,
By the way.
Now,
and
this
I
is
would be like,
ballsy.
"Yo, guess who's going on Mars? Guess who got sick and tired of people them on Earth?
I want me an
alien
alien,
man.
man.
Alien man.
Green and all.
Oh my God. Go on your way.
Yo, that was a good
This is
one.
a
Cool.
very
Fun.
ominous card. Sorry.
Yeah,
That's a teacher word, eh?
Ominous.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
ominous.
ominous.
Sorry.
I heard I'm a menace.
Both are accurate.
If you know how to whistle, drink. Please don't show us. I knew you were about to do it.
I can't whistle. I wish.
It said, please don't show us. Just drink.
Just drink.
I can
Do you know how to
whistle
whistle?
sometimes.
No, I
I
don't.
can do it
Neither.
sometimes.
Mine's like
That's like a basic skill.
What?
No, you gotta try. You gotta try.
No,
you
no,
gotta
no, I can't. I can't.
She's like,
Yeah.
try. ASMR.
ASMR.
Yeah.
The ASMR.
Okay.
Oh my god, you guys are funny.
What? Oh, actually,
Ooh.
drink if there's a MILF or a DILF playing. Where are the kids? Cheers.
Yeah.
she with her daddy.
Sound like an evil laugh.
I know, right? She took a big drink
Yeah.
for that. Damn.
If there's something bubbly in your cup, drink.
Cheers.
Oh,
Rashawn.
lovely.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You see how she make sure, like, yo, you better make sure that, you know.
She's keeping you
Include
in check.
everybody.
Okay, everyone whose phone has the lowest battery percentage, drink, and then charge that up is what I'll say.
I don't even know what mine
Mine's at 80.
61%.
88.
74.
So you drink.
That's
Drink,
you.
Rashawn.
That's on you. he took two. It's fine.
Yeah, all right.
It's preparing himself for the next one.
No. Touch your toes. What?
Yo,
Oh.
she does a lot. She has a lot of those ones right now.
I'm thinking about like dynamics here.
Yeah.
Interesting.
No one. It's Sunday.
It's Sunday.
Girl,
Oh my
that's a
god.
long one.
Someone trade my deck with Ari's because I feel like mine's more
Ari,
boring.
I also have one here.
I like this one. Call anyone you want and ask them which player you think should drink. If they don't answer, you have to drink.
Let's call Krun.
Okay, so
Call Krun right now.
Is she gonna pick up?
Yeah, she will. The hell else is she doing?
I was gonna say I was gonna call Buddy.
so should I call him?
Yeah, I call him.
You're gonna call him?
Yeah.
He's gonna think the world's ending.
Oh wait, do I have his number?
Let me call him.
I thought I saved it as Sanjay.
Okay, I'm calling him.
Okay.
What do I have to ask him?
I'll ask him.
Who do you think should drink?
Hold on.
Yeah, put on speaker so they can hear it.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hi, I have a question.
Okay, what's up?
Who out of the four of us do you think should take a drink right now?
It was my question.
So out of Rashawn, Ari, me,
He's gonna
and
say
Mish.
Ari.
No, it was my question, Sanj.
Okay. So does that mean Ari doesn't want to drink then?
Doesn't matter.
You
Just
have to
Doesn't
take
matter. You,
somebody.
guys, you get to choose, bro.
You pick.
I'm gonna go with you. You take it.
me. What the hell?
That did not work out for you at all.
Okay, goodbye. Bye.
Shout out to Andrew, bro.
What the hell?
Cheers.
Womp womp.
Cheers, man.
It'd be your own family.
It'd be your own family.
Sometimes.
Mm.
Player's name starting with LIGM or A must drink.
Cheers.
Cheers. Those are some
What a
weird
beautiful
letters.
day it is to be born with a K
And an R.
And
and R.
Ooh,
That's crazy. I have RK tattooed on my
I
Oh,
back.
actually?
Yeah.
I don't.
That's my
like
grandma's
this.
initials.
Next one.
No,
Next.
I'm
No,
gonna say
read it out loud.
anyways.
Read it out loud.
Drink if you're single. Loneliness never tasted so good.
I'm single.
I wouldn't call it loneliness.
Yeah.
That's what the card said. I didn't say that.
I'm very fulfilled.
Hey, girl.
I'm having fun.
Arranged marriage can catch me in about 1 to 2 years.
Shout out to my girlfriend.
Of course,
Chilling.
of
Must
course,
be nice. Must be
of
nice.
course, the
I
man
just gotta-
has to be like,
Nice.
shout out to my
Shout out to my girl,
girlfriend.
mama.
We love that.
Nice.
Good shout out. Whoever has the most tattoos, don't tell us what they mean. Just drink.
Just drink.
Most-
I got 4 new ones yesterday.
What did the card just say? What did the card just say?
tell us.
Don't tell
Just
us.
drink.
Just
I'm not going to tell you what they
drink.
mean, but I'm just saying I added to my
collection.
collection yesterday.
Pick your drink or pick your card.
Pick your drink.
Drink
Person with the least full drink, Mortal Kombat.
Mine's actually empty. I'm not gonna lie. I've been pretending.
Please.
Wait,
No,
what's
I
the
still got a
Mine's
lot.
pretty full to be.
I got full too. Yeah.
Should we?
It's
so
Ari's.
it's hers is empty.
It's an echo.
What is it?
It's a little
supposed
bit.
to
Hers is empty.
It's just
The
a
person
bit.
with the most empty drink.
Oh, so
What
that
Yeah,
do
so
I
it's you.
do?
Chug that.
Oh.
Get rid of that.
be? She thought she didn't have to drink.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I'm blessed. I'm chilling.
I'm good.
I thought you guys chug here.
Nah, here, pass this to her.
Pass me
We're
another.
gonna have to switch.
Oh,
Teamwork.
Oh,
Oh,
Thank
this
you.
is scary. Oh,
All
it's
right,
my
who's
turn. My bad.
next?
Sorry. Quick! First person to yell out at my Instagram handle without looking gives out 2 drinks.
Anjali Rajpal.
I
Nope.
don't know
26.
that.
Nope.
Underscore.
Anjali Rajpal.
No,
Does that
it's not.
count?
No, it's not. It's not that. What is it?
underscore Anjali
26.
Rajpal. 26.
Say the whole thing.
Underscore Anjali Rajpal 26.
I said
No,
that.
it's not.
It's underscore first though.
Yeah.
Underscore Anjali 26.
She cheated.
You literally.
She cheated.
Did we
should
say
take
we
a
can't
drink
use
just for
resources?
cheating.
We're using resources.
Now you're just giving out my whole Instagram.
Oh.
Damn.
Slide.
But yeah, you're. Oh, so wait. What do you have to do? I wasn't looking. You have to. I mean, it was without looking, but you have to give out 2 drinks.
Oh. Katie Rashawn.
They were
Cheers.
very
Cheers.
close though.
Yeah.
My last name is just not in there.
I would think it would be in there.
You guys gave out my whole gubby just now. Like
Yo.
just the whole
The
thing.
whole thing.
damn.
The whole thing, bro.
Okay, go ahead.
Go.
All right. No. This is chug. We're not
No,
chugging.
no, we're gonna die.
Oh
don't we?
no, I can't do that.
Give me all of her no cards.
They're all
First
in
to
this
call
pile.
out something they see that is blue gives out
The
a
wall.
drink.
wall.
The
This
wall.
drink.
I said the wall first.
No, you just said it first. What did you say?
I said the drink. Drink is blue.
I said the wall.
So-
My jersey.
Wait, who was the first to call
I
something
said
blue?
it. I said
so
the
you
wall.
give somebody a drink.
You.
Okay, cheers.
All right, we have time for like 2 more questions.
Okay.
2 more of them.
Okay,
and
hold
then we'll
on,
think.
hold
Should we get a really funny one?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick a good one because some of these are a little bit boring.
Oh, I spilled. Oh man.
2 more, and then we're good.
Quick, everyone look at another player. If they're looking back at you, you both have to drink.
Thank God.
I don't know why. You're right here, bro. You're right here too. All right.
Everybody looked at Rashawn.
Cheers. Wait, you guys all looked at me?
Yeah, we did.
What the hell, bro? It's because I'm the host. That's probably why. All right, last one.
Okay,
And we'll
hold
get out
on.
of here.
I mean, this is one we can all do.
Yeah, go ahead. Go
Go.
for it.
Drink if you traveled more than 20 minutes to get here. We're sure it was worth it, right?
Yep.
Yes,
Yes,
we
perfect.
love the
Worth it.
pod.
Cheers.
Thank you guys. Cheers, guys. There-
Okay, I actually have a question for the host.
All right. Last one. Shoot.
Oh, you did say that. Oops.
So he asked us what our first memory is of each other. I would like to ask Rashawn what his first memory is of all of us.
Oh,
Ooh.
Individually.
question.
It's a great way to end it.
yeah. Okay.
I know what my first memory is of Rashawn. I want to see what his is.
Okay, so for you, it was walking you home.
Yeah,
Remember?
that's my first
That's the
memory
first
too.
one. Yeah.
You're a walk home.
Yeah.
What the fuck? It's not just me, huh?
Oh my God.
This was like grade. I was like in grade 10 or I think
Yeah,
it was
because
grade
I
10.
was in grade 11.
Girl, you
Yeah.
don't know directions.
I didn't ask him to walk. First of all, I did not ask
She
for him
drove
to
us here,
walk
by
me
the way.
home.
She knows directions.
Okay,
He
so
offered, and I said, "You don't have to," and he said, "No, no."
Oh, he
I'll
said
do it."
gentleman.
as a gentleman, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you know, like I'm like thinking she's like right down the street, never been.
Nah.
But I was like, you know what? Like, give like us time to just talk or whatever and just chill out, right? So I was like, okay, I'll walk you home, you know, not knowing Homegirl lives pretty far.
Yeah.
My legs were getting tired through halfway through it. So I'm there limping in a way, but I wouldn't say anything, you know? But that was like probably the first time
That was my
that was
first
the first time I met you. And like we actually got to talk stuff, mad cool. And then, you know, Arielle, I think it was just all of us hanging out, I think it was, right?
Yeah,
And
I
it was
think
just like
so.
good vibes and stuff from the start. And you could obviously your brother. And
Shout out, buddy.
Shout out Santa.
I think
I
it
don't-
was
I don't
your
know what-
birthday. Actually, like I think like a while ago you invited me to like one of your birthdays and like Buddy was there and I had
oh my God, it was when I died, I think. And I was like, I was literally like, there was times where I was sitting on the corner and then I would get up and dance and go all the way around, dance all over the place. Like I just look like a Tasmanian devil just going back and forth. And then I'll come back and sit down. So yeah, so that was like what I think that was the time that we
Yeah,
met.
I
but
love that.
I just like that, you know, even through all of that, you guys have always been like really close and like, you know, welcoming to me to obviously like hang out with you guys if we ever do anything and stuff. But
Yeah, we saw you
know.
at your birthday at was it Blue Colada?
yeah.
yeah, you guys
was
came to my birthday and
fun. That
stuff.
was
Yeah, that was a
fun.
lot of fun.
So I will ask. You've known us like obviously you and I met when I was 17.
Yeah.
I am. We're not going
29.
to disclose that. Shh.
Yo, she was ready to say
I'm
that.
29. I'm older than her.
Shh.
We're 25.
It's a long time coming after that. What would you say has changed about me then from now?
Okay, so I would say that the one thing that hasn't changed is in terms of your actual like personality with how you are. You've always been very, very sweet, open to whoever you meet. You know, very interactive, and obviously like you're comedic. You're like funny, bro. You're just always been like really funny. I think the one thing I would say is like you've grown
Yeah.
and you've constantly like matured. But I think it's because you know at a young age you had to grow up a lot
Yeah.
because of obviously like what you went through, and I think that's helped shape you and continue to grow you into you know a wonderful person that cares about the people around you and always making sure to include whoever's around you
That's so
and make them
nice.
feel welcome.
That's
So,
good.
Appreciate you.
We
That
love
was so
that.
nice.
I agree. Eh.
I may cry.
No, I appreciate you guys so much for doing this, and you know, it was so much fun. We definitely will do another one, you know, and if you guys ever want to be on the show,
I feel like we
again,
should do one like outside. Somewhere.
yeah, when it's outside
We need
and
to do one
stuff.
at a park.
I heard we have a shisha bar to go to.
Hey, shout that out, bro.
Shout out
If you guys want
Meta.
part 2, let's go to the shisha lounge.
Yeah, so you know, we've just been joined by these amazing girls, and we're out. Thank you guys for being here, and yeah,
Thank
Bye.
you.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
good job, guys.
Thank you.
Good job.